All right, welcome everyone to our very first Learn at Lunch with Staff Assembly of the new year, 2021. Yay, we're here, we made it. We made it out of 2020. I hope if you do New Year's resolutions, it's going well for you. And we are so thrilled to be here with UCLA P.A.W.S and Elisa, who does also the B-HIP program, if you're a part of that. So today's going to be a treat. Oh, and before we begin, I also want to say that UCLA is a land grant institution. So we acknowledge the Gabriela and Tongva peoples as the traditional land caretakers of the Tongva Valley. So all of that, yay, thanks for being here with us today. And with that, I will turn it over to Elisa.
Thanks so much. Let me just share my screen. So happy to be here with everyone today. Thanks for having us. And yeah, the reason why we're here is because we want to let you know about a new program that we have just launched called Bruin P.A.W.S. And I am here today with Liz Au and Sam S, because I still don't know how to pronounce her last name, but we are part of the Fitwell team, and Sam will be answering questions in the chat, and Liz and I are going to alternate for the presentation. And yes, I am the Associate Director of Fitness and Wellness at UCLA Recreation, and so I manage all of the fitness programs and all of the fitness facilities. And then Liz Au manages all of the personalized services, so personal training and one-on-one services, and we still do those virtually, everyone. Just a little plug. Okay. So our contact information is there, and please feel free to, we will be sharing this presentation at the end, so you'll have all of this information at your fingertips, so no need to take notes or anything. All right, so what is Bruin P.A.W.S? Well, it stands for the Productive Active Working System. And I really came up with this because I was getting so much feedback from people, that they are sitting so much more at home. I mean, we were sitting a lot at work, but we are sitting more at home. And the work stress and the work volume is really, really high. And so it's easy as fitness professionals to say, get up and move, get up and move. But many people, as we have found, they just don't know what to do. They might get up and move, but they don't know what to do. So this program is a system, okay, and a reminder that you need to schedule this, and that we can provide you with what to do, okay? So it's based off of, if anybody knows the Pomodoro technique, but the Pomodoro technique says that human beings can really focus 100% or have high focus for about 25 minutes. And after that, our focus kind of wanes. So if you can structure your work periods so that you could be highly focused for 25 minutes and then take a little bit of a break for about 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, or whatever time you have, that's going to increase your productivity. Now, I know that that's not reasonable. Sometimes you're in meetings for 1 to 2 hours or what have you. So that might not be reasonable. So don't worry, don't stress. That's just what it's based on. If you can just figure out any type of work to movement break ratio that works for your schedule, and it may change on a daily basis, that's what we're encouraging you to do. So it could be 25 minutes, it could be 50 minutes, it could be an hour and a half, it can be whatever increment of time works for you in your schedule. But you need to look at your schedule and then plan in those movement breaks. Okay, so yeah, we suggest 25 to 25 minutes or 50 minutes, but whatever you can do is what we want you to do. All right, and we have all of this information on our website, which I'm just going to toggle to that right now so that you can see that our website is completely up to date with everything, and it has the pro tips that we're going to be going over. It has our stretches, our strength exercises, our massage, self-massage, our stress relievers, our nutrition tips, and then our movement calendars, which, yay, we are so excited about. Okay. So next slide here. So just to help you understand a little bit more about what the system is, we've got this great little infographic for you. And so we're saying, hey, choose your task, do it, set your timer literally, or set a reminder on your computer, get to work, focus, and then when the time is up, you have to get up and move. And that's when you take your active break. It could be less structured, meaning just get up and walk around your house, get a snack, get a drink of water, what have you, and or do one of our exercise breaks and then get back to work. And then we encourage several longer exercise breaks throughout your day that we'll talk about later and give you some resources of how you can plug those in. Okay, so are we getting what the system is, the productive, active working system out there, everybody? Hopefully too, because our professional tip number one is for your optimal, work environment. You really need to set up your desk so that you're not going to get injured over the long haul. And I know that many people in the beginning of the pandemic, you had to, just do with what you have. And you may still be in that situation, but I implore you, I really, really, really want you to go to Ergonomics and go through their setup system, and then even consult with one of them if you need to. All right, because it's so important that the position that you're spending a lot of time in is conducive to you, and that is not going to create injury over time. So get your work situation set up to prevent injury. And then our pro tip number 2 is to configure your workspace to increase your daily movement. So is there a way that you could set things up so that frequently used items are located not next to you so that you have to get up to use them? So you could move whatever it is. Maybe it's your cell phone. Think about that. If you had to get up every time you wanted to look at your cell phone, that would be a lot of movement throughout your day. So you have to, use your own psychology on yourself and figure out what is it that you could move a frequently used item out of touch so that you would have to get up in order to use it. Okay, so that's tip number 1. And then also try to create a standing and a sitting. Even if it's more than that, you could have, a high chair, like a stool, you could have a low chair, and then you could have a standing option. So as many different working options as you can create, the better, because we want to get you in different positions throughout your day. So think about it. How can you do that? Right now, I'm on a kitchen counter, and I'm lucky I have 2 heights of the kitchen counter. So I can, use it for working. I can use it for Zooming. And then I, have a desk if I need to sit down and do some real focus stuff. But look around your house and see if you can't create those different positions for yourself. And then look at this, drink adequate water so that you will naturally get up frequently. Okay, that's one of the best ways to change your positions most often, is just stay hydrated. All right, pro tip number 3 is schedule your work and movement breaks each day. If you do not schedule it, it's probably not going to happen. Okay, so that may take you, we're looking at your week 1 week in advance, or it may take you doing this, during your day, but please don't leave it up to chance. Actually schedule when you are going to get up to do exercise. The other movement breaks, those are just incidental, but the actual exercise breaks, I'd like you to schedule those into your calendar. And if you could get 4 to 8 of those movement breaks, exercise breaks in your calendar per day, you'd be doing awesome. Because think about that, 5 minutes times 4, that's already 20 minutes of exercise. 5 minutes times 8, that's 40 minutes of exercise that you're going to fit into your day. And you're not even going to notice, except that you're going to feel better. Okay, it's not going to take away from anything that you are doing, for sure not. Okay, it's only going to make you more productive. Okay, so schedule it. And you can also schedule longer breaks, a couple times a day if you have the time. We encourage you to utilize MoveMail, and Liz will talk about that a little bit later. MoveMail is just an email that is sent to you. It's not an email, it's a MoveMail at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Sometimes we're live on the screen with you, taking you through a 5 to 10 minute exercise, and other times it's a video of exercises. Okay. And then we also encourage you to use part of your lunch break to fuel your body, and then part to move your body. And we have lots of different resources for you. I just want to make sure that you all know that we have plenty of resources. If you go to our Fitwell page at fitwell.recreation.ucla.edu, you can scroll through everything that we have. And right here for our students and rec members, we have group exercise classes, we have a Train Like a Bruin, we have everything that you could possibly think of. Many of our staff and faculty programs are free at no cost. We are still doing all of these. So many people do not realize that we still have B-HIP classes. We still have B-HIP 0.5 weight loss classes. We can still do any type of workshop you want. And yes, we have one-on-one services. So scroll through our website, find things that you can do. So many people have said, please do not take the virtual activities away from us once we go back into in-person learning, because they are finding it so much more convenient to be able to work out at home. So think about the positive, everyone. You can fit it in. You don't have travel time, right? So please take a look. And if you have any questions about any of our activities, please feel free to email us. All right. And I gotta check the time. Well, I'm going kind of fast, but we've been sitting now for about 15 minutes. So I am gonna stop sharing my screen and we're gonna get up and move, friends. Okay, so stand on up and let's move for just about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. So let's stand on up, roll those shoulders back and down. Good. Take in a couple of deep breaths. Feels good. Feels good. And then let's reach one arm up and almost like you're climbing a rope, really reach and reach and reach. Good. Getting a nice little side stretch and shoulder stretch. You're looking good, friends. One more on both sides. Great. And then take your arms into like a goal post. Imagine that you're standing against a wall, and then just slide your arms up the wall and then pull them down into a W. And then inhale, reach up the wall. Exhale, pull down into the W. Good. Couple more times like that. And really imagine like you're pulling something. Push something, pull something. Push something, pull something. Good. One more, and then keep your arms in the W, and then do little pulls, pull, 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 pull. We are firing up all of those muscles on the back of your body. Good. Pull, 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 pull. Awesome. Couple more, and then release. Put your arms out to the sides. And then just pump those arms up and down. Try to stabilize the rest of your body so that nothing else is moving but your shoulders. Good. Palms are facing down right now. Now turn your palms up. Short movements, quick movements, stabilizing through those shoulders. Good. Working your core too to stabilize the rest of your body. Turn your palms to face forward. Oh yeah, it's like we're flying, friends. Woo! Good. Now last one, turn your palms to face back. This one's tough. Palms face back, and we're pumping those arms. You should be getting lit up in your back right now. Awesome. And release. Woo! Roll those shoulders back and down. Good, good, good. And then just take your arms, palms facing forward, and then palms facing back. So we're just rotating, shoulders forward, shoulders back, shoulders forward, shoulders back. Keep your hands kind of behind you. A little bit, arms kind of behind you. Rolling forward, rolling back, rolling forward, rolling back, rolling forward, rolling back. Good. Really use your back muscles as you roll them back. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, good. And then one more time back into that goalpost, just kind of a loose goalpost, and nice and easy rotation. Teeny bit of rotation. Good. All right, we're gonna rotate so much that we're gonna find our way into Liz's house. All right, where Liz is gonna continue with that lower body.
And the magic happens. Let me step back with your lower body. We're gonna just get the heart rate going a little bit. Easy as march in place to start. All right, so your feet are gonna be right under your hips. You can swing your arms. You can have your hands on your hips, on a desk, at your chest, whatever works for you. Just want you to get up and march. We're gonna do 4 things today. This is number 1. Number 2, we're gonna do some butt kickers. So bring your heels back towards your butt. Keep your knee generally pointed down towards the floor. I see something on my screen. Nope, it's all good. Keep going with those butt kickers. Hands where you want them. You wanna be nice and comfortable. Whatever works for you. 3, 2, 1. Thing number 3, we're just gonna step side to side. Start simple, start easy and comfortable, and then challenge yourself with a little bit of distance. Okay, keep those knees nice and soft. This is a good time to throw on some tunes, give yourself some rhythm, whatever works for you. Just side to side. We're still moving. You should feel yourself taking deeper breaths if you haven't already. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're just gonna come back to our center. Take one leg in, up, and out. Tap it on the floor, out, up, and in. And we're gonna do it again on the same side. We're gonna call these hip circles, okay? In, out, and out. Out, up, and in. One more time on this side. And now we're gonna go to the other side. And you're gonna feel some movement, of course, in your moving leg here, but you're also gonna feel a lot of stabilization work in your standing leg, all right? Stay nice and tall as you do this. One more full, all the way out, all the way up and in. And shake it out. How are we doing? That's 5 minutes. Look at that. Nice work, everybody. Now back to our focused work. So we're gonna move on to, awesome, tip number 4. And just give me a second, grab a sip of water if you need, walk over and get your phone or what have you, and we're going to figure out how to share my screen. Here we go. There we go. All right, can everyone see okay? Thumbs up. All right, tip number 4, pro tip. Now that you have scheduled your movement breaks, either on the calendar, in your phone, set a reminder. Now you're going to plan out what you'll do on those movement breaks. And we have some suggestions for you if you're in that group of folks who needs a little bit of guidance. If you have your own ideas, great, no problem. First, here on your screen, you can choose exercises from the Bruin P.A.W.S list of movements. So I'm going to be toggling back and forth. Oop, it says my sharing is paused. Well, I'm going to stop it anyway and go to our website. Excuse me. While I navigate technology.
I could share. You want me to share the screen or not?
The website?
Do you want me to share my screen, or we'll see if you can?
I think I can.
If you need
do
me
it.
to. Okay.
All right. How are we looking? Yes. So here we are on our Bruin P.A.W.S website. Yeah. Option number 1. Take a look here, and you can see your pro tips that we're going through together. And down here, if you can see my cursor, I'll open up some stretch options. What you'll find on the website is 8 of each category of movement, stretches being the first one. So you're going to see 8 options here of stretches that can easily be done from your workstation with a quick description and 1 to 2 images. Next Wednesday at 11, if you come back for the Bruin P.A.W.S lab, we're going to be going through each one of these in detail, but I just want to show you where you can browse them now. So scrolling all the way down for strength here. Okay, same thing. We go from calf raises, glute bridges, things you can do in a chair, a few options for the floor near your workstation, and then again, standing options. And finally, we have some self-myofascial release options or self-massage that you can do either with fingertips or as something as simple as a ball. If you have a foam roller or some other self-massage technique at home, that's great. And I'm going to go all the way down here and also point out some stress reliever and yoga movements that we've included. And if you come 2 Wednesdays from now to the Bruin P.A.W.S lab, our yoga instructor Isabel is going to be going over these in detail and talking about breath and meditation as well. I'll talk about nutrition a little bit later, but it is here, so I don't have to come back to the website. We have several tips and tricks and links here to help you navigate nutrition throughout your day. And I'm going to do my best to come back and forth later. If I do this, did your screen change, everybody?
No.
Okay. All right. No problem. I'm just going to go ahead and keep chatting. Okay. Your second option, because I'm going to have to go back and forth through the website anyway. Another option we have for you is MoveMail, and Elisa mentioned it before. I'm going to show you how to find it here from this screen. Excuse me. There we go. Let me just move this guy over. MoveMail is an email, not an email, but a MoveMail that you'll receive twice a day, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, that will remind you to move, and there'll either be a video or a link to a MoveMail live for that time of day, and have some workout tips, nutrition tips in that email, depending on the day. This is the website here where you can sign up for MoveMail if you're not yet signed up. And I just want to show you as we scroll down, this is our great marketing video, but if you're looking for video guidance on what to do for any of these ailments, I guess, here's stiff neck, stuck to your chair, achy lower back, do you want a challenge? We've put together some playlists on YouTube so you can go directly to those. Otherwise, please browse and find what you need for yourself that day. There are also some equipment and exercise videos that'll be better applied once we get back to the gym. But anyhow, you can click on this link way down here at the bottom or the one right up top, subscribe here. Alrighty. And I'm just going to continue to toggle so I know what I'm going to tell you. Finally, and we can go back to our P.A.W.S website, what you can do on your movement break. We have put together our wonderful monthly calendars all the way down at the bottom. View movement calendars. So these are brand new, and I want to take you through a few. Beat Brew inertia in 30 days, and then general fitness level 2. So if you click on Beat Brew inertia, it is going to take you to a screen that looks like this. And here is your handy dandy 30-day movement guide. You'll see it separated into weeks. So this is week 1, Monday through Friday, 2, 3, and 4. There are simple movements with reps and sets in each day that you can follow. And if you click on the underlying movement, so here, Monday of week 1, I'm going to click on hip bridges. And it is going to take me to a demo video. In case the name of the exercise is new to you, you'll be able to see one of our trainers demonstrate the movement. and guide you through. And then you just follow along with the reps. Here, Monday, week 1, we do up to 10 repetitions of that hip bridge and then do some cardio for 60 seconds. That's pretty general, right? But if we click on cardio, what do we have for Monday? Step side to side. There we go. Thank you, Casey, for demonstrating for us. And just play that video and you have your guidance right there. If you were to click on your general fitness level 2 monthly plan, here we are, same thing, just different movements. This one is actually 6 weeks, so you get a little bit longer, and I will scroll down just so you can see what it looks like. Here, in addition to your strength movement, your cardio, we also have incorporated fun. So you're going to have dance breaks. You might see some juggling. You might see some hula hooping, hopscotch. And as we go into further weeks later in the month, you'll also see some mobility. So what I was mentioning before with the self-massage with the ball or use of a foam roller or something like that, some tools you might have at home, you'll get some guidance each day specifically for that. And your cardio and your fun and your strength and your mobility all go together and complement one another per day. So this is your second calendar, more to come. Okay, so keep an eye out on your Bruin P.A.W.S website. All right. Excuse me. We're going to go to tip number 5. Tip number 5, and I know you can't see my screen, I'm just going to tell it to you. We are going to stand more and alternate periods of sitting and standing. So for example, take a phone call standing up. I'm gonna just come over here so you can see where you may refer back to your pro tips later on. Here we go. And I've had a lot of people come to me and say, I have a standing desk. You know, I already stand for most of the day. Well, then interchange that with sitting. Any position held for a prolonged period of time is probably not great. So we want you to be able to alternate what you're doing, and we'll get to that with tip number 6. While seated, change positions frequently. Same thing, while standing, change positions frequently. Maybe you're standing evenly on 2 feet. Maybe you take a break and you shift to one side. Make sure you shift to both sides. If you are in a chair, take turns resting on the back of your chair and sitting up nice and tall. I think Lori in the chat mentioned she had a stability ball that she uses for a chair. That's a great option. And I know there's some other great tips in the chat as well of things that you're already doing at home. You want to remember to bend and extend your legs. That goes for sitting and standing. You know, get into a figure 4 stretch in your chair and stretch those hips, alternating as you go throughout the day. So, you know what, I would like to show you one. Let's do it together, actually. If you're able to stand, we'll just go through some standing posture real quick together, if that would be all right. I think we have time for that. So instead of looking at a picture, I'll take you through some great neutral posture together. Let's all start with your feet right underneath your hips. So we're just gonna take a quick little march in place, and wherever your feet naturally land, that's gonna be your most comfortable position for you. Once your feet land, I want you to make sure that you can feel all 4 corners of your foot if your foot were a rectangular shape, right? So imagine all 4 corners and then spread the toes. So we're gonna go super ideal right now. Do as best you can when you're going through this on your day-to-day at your workstation. From here, I want you to make sure you feel like you're standing tall, and I know that's really vague, but just take a moment, close your eyes, and see if you can imagine a string being pulled from the top of your head and just elongate just a little bit more before we go into the rest of the nitty-gritty here. From here, I'm going to turn to the side. I want you to make sure that this low back arch is not too excessive. So I want you to squeeze those glutes, tuck the tailbone under a little bit, and as you squeeze those glutes, engage the low abs. Good, and imagine your pelvis a nice bowl. It should not be tilting forward or back, but nice and level. And then imagine your rib cage sitting nicely on top of that. So one's floating over the other. And in doing so, your abs have probably engaged to get those two structures to sit nicely one on top of the other. Finally, we're going to come to your shoulders, neck, and head, right? Because we're in this position. So when you're standing, when you're sitting, it all applies. I want you to think really quickly about your thoracic spine, so this part of your back, and your shoulders as a kite, just as imagination work with me real quick. So I want you to think of yourself as the metal T of that kite. So get nice and tall throughout that thoracic spine. Okay, and then once that's nice and tall, I want you to spread the shoulders open while keeping the rib cage down. So we don't want to look like this while we're trying to open up the shoulders, but think more taut like a kite. And then finally from there, let's take the chin and tuck it back so that your head is floating again on top of that rib cage, which is floating on top of that pelvis. So nice and tall as you are now standing, engaging in this Zoom session. So that thank you for doing that with me. You can sit back down if you like, and we're going to move on to pro tip number 6, which we already talked about. I lied. Change positions when you sit. Let me scroll down. Fuel and hydrate your body. So you can either use this link here or come all the way down. I'll remind you, this is where your nutrition tips are here at the bottom. You'll see tips for hydration, tips for the kitchen, when to take breaks, when to have meals, knowing the differences of your macronutrients and your micronutrients. So just some stuff for you to browse through there. And finally, pro tip number 8, manage stress with movement, breathing exercises, getting outside. It's perfect time to do so if you are in LA right now. Please be safe, of course. Managing stress with laughter and thoughtful communication. And again, 2 Wednesdays from now, so on the 27th at 4 p.m., come back for that movement lab where Isabel will be going over stress relief techniques and yoga positions and breathing techniques. Alrighty. And I've already gone over movement. So I'm going to throw it back to Elisa now and stop sharing my screen. Thank you.
Well, the construction has started next door on my apartment, so you might hear all of that. And the dogs and cats are waking up for lunch. So if it gets a little loud, I apologize. But we really just wanted to open it up to what questions you might have. Please let us know anything that you want to ask about fitness, what to do. But we're just really excited about those monthly calendars. We've taken the guesswork out of it for you. You know, we've listened to you. You don't know exactly what to do. We've planned it out for you, and we are going to be adding more and more monthly calendars so that you'll have 12 to 15 to choose from, and they'll all have a different goal. So whatever it is you're looking for will be there, and there will even be more calendars posted by next week. So hopefully you will come to next week and the week after to actually do more movement and get any of those questions about what to do, how to do, answered. Let's see, let me look at the chat here. Can we import the calendars into Outlook automatically? No, I don't think so, but that is a great suggestion. That is above my technological knowledge, but I will look into that. Thank you for that suggestion. Yeah, I have certainly thought about an app and, you know, how that could be utilized either on your computer or on your phone, but that's just going to take quite a bit more production time there, but we're thinking about it. Keep the suggestions coming. Suggestions for any movements good to do with little ones. Are there some that are especially good at incorporating a crawler? You know, it'd be really good, and I'm sure you're doing this already, but get down there and crawl with the toddler. But when you crawl, you don't need to be on your knees, okay? You can crawl like a bear. And I think I could potentially angle this. So when you're down on the ground, instead of having your knees on the ground and scuffing them up, you turn this into what's called a bear plank. It's called a bear crawl. And then you're really working your core. Okay, so coming on down here like that. So this, again, is going to tire most of our knees, and it's not going to give us much fitness bang, all right? We've already mastered that. But if you dig your toes into the ground, you press your hands firmly into the ground, you push up out of your shoulders so you're not sinking down here, okay? And then you just lift your knees. You can just do that, okay? And then after you've mastered that, then you can start adding a little movement, okay? You can move side to side. All right. And then you can take a rest because that one's really challenging. All right. But the bear crawl would be a great thing for you to do with toddlers. Also, Liz has a toddler and, you know, safety first, but I know that Liz is kind of prone to doing some added weight work with her toddler in hand, but we do urge safety for that. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're carrying a toddler, you're already doing a lot of work, and if you incorporate even like a safe sit to stand or something like that with your toddler, that would be safe. But I don't want to get into too much about that. But they are added weight. So yeah, things like that. And then here's another one that you could do with your kid. Just do whatever your kid does. Okay. That would tire you out real fast. Okay. When they run, you run. When they stand up, you stand up. When they go down to the floor, you go down to the floor. So I would say a little, you know, copycat of the toddler would be a pretty good exercise for all of you. Yeah, great question. Liz, do you have anything to add, being a parent of a young one?
I can add on to what you've said. What he's 11 months, right? He's gonna get to the point where he starts to fall down to make you laugh if he's not there already. And I'll just say from recent experience, falling down on the floor over and over again and then getting back up is quite the 5-minute burner. And I'll also say, if especially a toddler equals uneven, weird shaped weight for those of you that are choosing backpacks and laundry detergent to work with at home, just be aware of how you're holding them, specifically with the toddler, but I know we do a lot of hip carrying, especially if you're squatting. You want to make sure that you're not, you know, doing things unevenly, so maintain that alignment as you go through. Again, speaking from experience, but no, yeah, do what they do is great. He's gonna start yanking you by the hand and pulling you around pretty soon, so that'll be fun. There's your movement break right there. For sure. Pushing the stroller as well. Any of you who have kids, stroller sized, or dogs who dogs that you need to walk, that's a great break. And I saw another question, you know, what are some other things that motivate people to get up and out of their workspace? Pets. Yeah, pets are a great one. Get out and walk the dog. Let the cat out, let the cat in, all of that.
Yeah, does anybody else have some ideas of what you could move around your house that would make you, you know, get up? I honestly think if I put my phone down like someplace else, that would make me move a lot more. My cell phone, every time I think about using it, I'd have to get up. Does anybody else have any other ideas? Like in the office, it was pretty simple because, I don't know, we were using paper more. You could move your trash can. You could move, you know, the copier is located further away. You're walking to people's offices. So you got to get a little more creative at home. But I would say cell phone is what I can think of right now. And then being hydrated, which is really difficult to do in the winter. You're just naturally not drawn to drinking as much in the winter. So you really, you know, whatever you got to do to keep yourself hydrated is going to keep yourself, you know, moving. Because I'm assuming your office is not in the bathroom, but I don't know, you know, maybe it is. If it is, there's a suggestion. Move it someplace else. Was there any other were there any other questions that we missed? But playing music, I think, is great. That would be just another movement activity, is to stop and play music for 3 minutes and dance. We do provide on that calendar number 2, we have dance videos, and then in Move Mail we also have dance videos, and in future calendars we'll have more, so there's some follow along things for you. But I mean, if you're able, put on that music and just dance. Set a timer, 3 minutes, that's it, boom, you're done.
Yeah, definitely. There's a question, just a comment. Would love to see more than the 3-part series. We would love to continue to produce more as well. Check out, I'm sure Sam put it in the chat, but you know, check out the Fitwell website. There are lots of other resources, classes with guidance. Again, one-on-one help is available. There's your guidance right there. So lots more to come. And again, more monthly plans to come as well.
Awesome. Melanie, yes. Before you get out of bed, there's a couple of great ones. Number 1 is alternating knees to chest. So I'm not going to lie down, but as you're lying down, you're going to bring one knee into your chest, hug it in nice and tight, straighten your other leg really long. You can even reach your arm of the leg that is long up as well as you're pulling one side in, and then switch. So you're pulling one leg in and you're reaching the other side of your body really, really long. Okay, so that is number 1. Number 2, you could do, I guess I will need to lie down for these. Okay, number 2, you can do what's called a windshield wiper. So your feet can be about, you know, shoulder distance apart. Okay, you're just gonna lie down, arms can be out to the side, and then it's just nice and easy. Don't force the rotation, just let the knees fall side to side. All right, knees fall side to side, just getting a little bit of motion going on in the sacrum and the low back. That's probably pretty stuck together from sleeping all night. Okay, and then you can pause to one side, get a little bit more of a stretch, and you can pause to the other side, get a little bit more of a stretch. But those are 2 really good go-to ones. You can get, you know, more creative if you want and do the one leg straight, hamstring stretch, but the 2 that I showed you are the most commonly, you know, used to kind of relieve the back after a long night's sleep. Cool, good questions. You're welcome. All right. Well, like we said, hey, look at this. You got more time to move, friends. You got, you know, 15 minutes of your lunch hour. So let's make it happen. Okay. Check out one of those calendars and do one of the videos and see what you think. All right. Remember, it all adds up. 3 to 5 minutes, multiple times a day. It all adds up. You're going to be exercising. You're not even going to know it. All right. So stick around if you have any other questions. You want to speak to us privately, we will hang out. And we hope to see you next Wednesday at 11, the 20th, and then the Wednesday after that at 4. All right. You are so welcome.
Thank you. This was really awesome. And I was like, I get those move mails, but I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should do it. But it's like, you made it so easy to just incorporate 5 minutes of movement. And I feel so much better having done it. So New Year's resolutions started now.
Nice. I love it. Thanks, Joy. Thanks for partnering with us. We really appreciate Staff Assembly partnering with us and, you know, supporting a culture of wellness at UCLA. It's really, really important now and always.
Of course, yeah. And thank you all for coming and being a part of this. And like they said, we've got a couple of Move Labs coming up soon. So next Wednesday and the following Wednesday, we'll send all that information in the follow-up email that you'll all receive. And then we also have another Learn at Lunch coming up also on the 27th with Martin Jarman, the new athletics director for UCLA Athletics. So a lot of fun stuff coming up. So keep an eye out for all of that. And stick around if you have any questions. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your lunch and movement time.
Thank you.